For our demo, we'd like to show you something hopefully you're all already familiar with. The standard truffle tutorial, the Ethereum pet shop. This is a demonstration of the life cycle of a contract as a developer may encounter from compilation to testing to deployment. And so I would like to get started by doing this in the standard Ethereum way by deploying it to Geth development network. And so we will require our Ethereum network node endpoint to connect to. So I'll start an instance. And then, as we can see, waiting for transactions. Then we will use Truffle to compile the contract. So I've taken the tutorial and I've done everything that it says and put all of the contents of the file so everything is appropriate. And we will compile for this Ethereum network. And you can see the compilation writes the contracts to the disk and does not interact with the network. Then we will do the next step in the process, which is test. And this will compile the contracts as necessary, then deploy with them and interact with them on our test network as configured. I've configured both the test and the development network to interact with this node, and you can see that it creates contracts, submits transactions, and creates blocks as part of this process. And we can see that the tests exist, these 3 tests, and they successfully run. The last part of the life cycle is, of course, deploying the contract to a production network and then using it. And so for deployment, we have truffle migrate, again, to the Ethereum network. And you can see that it runs the migration and deploys more contracts and creates more transactions, which result in more blocks. The final step of the developer is complete, and now the user gets to interact with the smart contract using their DApp, their distributed application. In this case, it's a simple web server which calls into the network that's as configured. And so we'll run the demo, and we can see that we have the option to adopt any of these beautiful dogs. And so then if we click the adopt button, we can see it changes over to a success, and then we can check in the Geth side of things to see that transaction was submitted and a block was created. Once more for clarity, success, transaction committed, block created. Excellent. Now we're done with this, so we can close our pet shop and close our Geth node. So we're done with the Geth node. We can do this with Fabric now. So starting over, we've got the compiled contract, and we can first clean up the compiled contracts and redo this for the Fabric network. First, I want to talk about what we have. So we have a Fabric network running. We have nodes with the smart contract of the EVM already deployed on the network. And if we watch the logs of one of the peers, we will see that as part of this process, transactions come in and blocks are created, blocks are received and committed to disk. I have a little function that will just show us just these events. You can see the starting height is 161, so the next block will be 161. And then the last part of the process is the equivalent of geth in this, which is our Fab3 proxy. And so we need to start that again, as before, on port 5000. And so if we go back to here, we can run the compilation. We can take a quick peek at the config to see that the difference between Fab3 and the geth node is nothing of consequence, and that the connection is simply, again, port 5000, localhost. So now that the contracts are compiled, we can run the next part of the development process and run truffle test against the fabric network. And you can see that, again, no blocks have been created during this process, as nothing has happened yet. And recalling before, we will expect to see blocks being created. So let's look at the adoption contract and the tests real quick. We can see that the adoption contract is simply a array of addresses with each address being who has adopted the particular entry in the pet store. The adoption contract simply takes the invoker of the contract and puts the address of that invoker into the array of the contract and returns the pet that was adopted. Then we also have the getAdopters function, which simply returns the array of addresses, all of them. This is what the web app dispatches against to figure out if it's a success or not. And so then we have the tests, which go through, and we have the 3 tests that we saw earlier, and we can look at the details of each one. We can see that this test invokes the adoption and makes sure that the pet ID going in is the same that comes out. We can see that the adoption, we checked that the adoption that occurred earlier is the adopter that we expect, which is the invoker of the contract. And we can see that the is this, and then we can see again that the accessor for all of the entries works, and again we can check that the expected pet has the expected adopter, new owner. We can see that the tests have run successfully, and if we look at our block, we can see that many different blocks were created as contracts were created, and as the transactions of doing the actual adoptions were run. I want to show you the same information here. If we look for block, we can see that received block 180, validated block 180. And we can see that this matches, received block 180, we have 181, 182. There you go, received block 182, validated block 182. Excellent. So now we can proceed with the process, and we can migrate to the fabric network. And this will result in the contracts being deployed and more blocks being created. And then once we're done, we can run the same web app as before. And then we can perform the same actions we did before, where we can adopt these beautiful corgis. Success. And we see new transaction in a new block. 187. 187. And that is everything working with no change to the truffle invocations. Thank you.